Hey, what's good, people? SLITA here. Sports Live and ATL. Like, comment, subscribe. Approaching 170 subscribers. Road to 200. Let's go. I like how the interaction is going with my Falcon content, but I already knew that was going to happen because I already know what my bread and butter is. So I'm grateful. Keep it up. Let's go. This right here is the Braves, man. If you haven't followed the Braves this year, let me enlighten you. And if you have, you understand exactly what I'm saying. This team is clearly capable of competing with the top teams, right? But their problem is their offense. Now, their starting pitching is done better considering the fact of what we have. Still don't trust it in the playoffs. I don't. Because we got one legit starter. Tyler Miley pitched another good game. He's starting I'm starting to get confidence in him as the number 2. For sure. So if the Braves don't blow this and make the playoffs, it'll probably be Chris Sale and Tyler Miley, your 1 and 2. But we still got like just a little over a month and a week and a half left of the regular season. And we're fighting for the division again, 5.5 up. We were just up 9.5. But what the problem with the Braves is a couple things. First, their offense goes into sleeps that you can't explain. And then they play bad against bad teams and teams that are lower than them. I mean, I could go back and look at the White Sox respectfully, but they're not better than the Braves, the Nationals at times, the New York Mets at times, the San Francisco Giants, the Cardinals, and then most recently the Minnesota Twins and the Arizona Diamondbacks. I mean, the Braves were on a pretty damn good run until this past weekend and leading into this week. I mean, the Phillies are not going away. Just when you think the Phillies are going away, they put a streak together. Just when you think the Braves are ready to pull away, then they go into an offensive slump. I don't understand the mindset. I don't understand how that's possible, especially at this time of the year. But this series against the Twins has been very upsetting. And we've had this, and I've said this quite a few times this year. All right, I was very frustrated with the way we played the Giants this year. The Cardinals, the Nationals for the most part, the New York Mets, the White Sox. I may have missed some teams, I don't know. But now the Diamondbacks and the Minnesota Twins. Diamondbacks, yeah, they're in the wild card and they're a couple games over 500, but they came into your house, didn't score a lot, 9 or 10 runs total, and they took 2 of 3 from you. Why? Because your offense went into a slumber. Minnesota Twins, even more painfully annoying, is that they got swept at home over the weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, by the Phillies, the same team that you're trying to kick out of the division race. Right? No disrespect to the Phillies, they got a good offensive lineup, but the Braves are better than them this year. They've proven it by being in first place pretty much the whole year, and so far they're 5-1 against the Phillies. At least during the regular season. We all know come playoff time, we always struggle against them, but we're not at the playoffs right now. We're in our comfort zone, which is the regular season, which we've dominated for so many years in our history. But Philly goes into Minnesota and sweeps 3 games against the Twins. Twins came in like 5 games under. Now I think they're 3 or 2, whatever. Why? Because the Twins have taken the first 2 games over the Braves. No shit. What was it? It was a 4-1 last night, and I think it was 4-2 the night before. So we've given up 8 runs in 2 games, and we've only scored 3. Against a team that you're clearly better than. And the thing is that the Braves have played well against good teams this year. We won series against the Padres, Cleveland, the Dodgers, the Brewers, the Phillies, because they're right there. I don't know who else I may have missed, but it may bode well in the playoffs. You play better teams in the playoffs. But if you don't set yourself up, you might not make it. And it's demoralizing because this should be easier at this stage than it is. Losing to these teams that you're clearly better than is why you're 5.5 games up in the division, which I'm not going to be ungrateful for. But it could be a lot worse and probably should be a lot worse for the Phillies. We had a 9.5 game lead just on Friday. Okay? But the Braves couldn't do their part. going 1-4 against these teams they should be beaten. And now you lost another series against a team you should have beat, and we're playing another trying to avoid a sweep. I mean, that's demoralizing when you not only lose a series, but you got to play one game to avoid getting swept. You know, that's especially, I mean, I can handle it sort of if it's the Dodgers or the Brewers or the Yankees or something like that. But to these teams that we should be beating and clearly better than, it's demoralizing, which is why the Braves are in the situation they're in where they seem to be in control, but they cannot fully commit and say division champs because you keep letting Philly hang around. To Philly's credit, they're winning ball games. I give them that, but they're like the Braves offensively. They go into slumps where you can't figure out, and then they go into a losing streak. Seems like when the Phillies go into a losing streak, the Braves at times can increase the lead, but kind of linger because they're not winning games. And then when the Phillies start winning, the Braves lose games. Like when the Braves were on that streak, yeah, the Phillies were slumping. That's why I got to 9.5. But then since this past weekend, the Phillies are winning, Braves can't win. There was one stretch where I think the Braves were winning and the Phillies were winning, or the Braves were losing and the Phillies were losing, and we weren't able to gain ground, increase our lead. So, I mean, it's frustrating. You know, but it is what it is, man. It's like I said, when you're an Atlanta sports fan, there's nothing really ever easy about anything. You know, but I'd rather be 5.5 up than 5.5 back, right? But I sure would like to put some distance here like we had and kind of prepare ourselves for the postseason. But if we keep playing down to our competition, you know, I mean, there's a slight chance we could miss out, although I think even if we fell into the wild card spot per se, we're in pretty good shape. I mean, the Braves would have to have a monumental choke job, and I don't think the Braves are that sorry to have a monumental choke job. But then again, you know, who knows? Stranger things have happened. We've seen it. So it is what it is, man. SLITA here, Sports Live in the ATL. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for all the support on this new channel, and I'll see you in the next one.